Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're zooming in on something you'd probably just scroll right past on your nature feed without a second thought. But trust me, it deserves your absolute full attention. We're talking about the unsung hero of our planet, Earth's red mangroves. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why this isn't just some simple tree stuck in the mud. Actually, it's a vital, multitasking coastal superhero that completely reshapes the environment around it. To really grasp the magic of these ecosystems, we've got to set the scene. A red mangrove lifts its tangled roots above glassy water. Watch the sunrise glow. Just transport yourself there for a second. Imagine the completely still, tranquil morning waters of Honduras. The air is quiet, the water is like a mirror, and emerging right out of that glassy surface is this complex, beautiful web of roots just greeting the morning sun. It's incredibly peaceful. But as you'll see, it's also the site of relentless natural engineering. Section 1, Sunrise in the Pig Keys, the coastal pioneer. So we're grounding our explainer today in a highly specific, totally fascinating spot, the Pig Keys in Honduras. These are small, low-lying coastal islets tucked deep within wetland areas. This isn't just your average sandy beach, It's a dynamic, shifting frontier. It's the exact volatile intersection where the heavy salt water of the ocean endlessly collides with the land. Okay, let's dive into this. The red mangrove is the very first tree to colonize these dynamic tropical coastlines. And think about how wild that is. They use these incredible, distinctive arching roots to anchor themselves. But look at what they're anchoring into, soft, oxygen-poor mud. In a harsh, salty environment where most plants would immediately suffocate or just get violently washed away by the tide, the red mangrove doesn't just survive, it thrives. It acts as the vital first line of life on the coast, literally taking root where absolutely nothing else can. Section 2. Nature's Coastal Engineers, Building the Shore. We're moving now from looking at a biological marvel to what is essentially heavy-duty structural engineering. The sheer energy of these plants is incredible, and I want to shift our focus to the mechanical engineering superpowers of those distinctive arching roots. It's literally a masterclass in natural design. Here's how it works. Step 1, they anchor themselves firmly in that highly unstable oxygen-poor mud. Step 2, those complex root structures act like a giant net, catching and trapping sediment that's flowing in the ocean water. They essentially pull the earth right out of the water. And step 3, by piling up that sediment and blocking the incoming waves, they create a pocket of calm, still water behind them. They organically stabilize the shoreline so that other, less tough coastal plants can finally take hold and grow. They are literally building the land outward into the sea. How cool is that? And this brilliantly illustrates the real-world value of all this natural engineering. These dense, tangled networks massively reduce coastal erosion by physically softening the violent impact of ocean waves. By doing this, they actively shield nearby human communities from the devastating effects of storms. The mangroves act as a living, breathing suit of armor for the coastline, just absorbing the ocean's fury so that the land and the people living on it stay perfectly safe. Now, what's really interesting about this is how a single tree bridges two completely different worlds occurring in the exact same physical space. Above the surface, like we just discussed, you have this impenetrable fortress, an armored wall shielding human communities from fierce weather. But beneath the surface, wow, it is a totally different story. It's a quiet, sheltered sanctuary. Let's explore that and see how it builds our understanding of just how vital this single tree is to the entire ocean ecosystem. Section 3. The Hidden Underwater Nursery, Life Below the Roots. We're shifting our narrative focus completely below the waterline now. If you were to put on a mask and dive beneath that glassy surface in the Pig Keys, the harshness of the ocean just fades away. Hidden inside that chaotic tangle of submerged roots is a bustling, incredibly vibrant marine ecosystem that depends entirely on the mangrove for survival. The submerged roots provide a perfect, impenetrable hiding place for the vulnerable young of so many species: fish, crabs, shrimp. By providing this protective haven away from larger open water predators, these wetland root systems become one of the ocean's absolute most productive nurseries. Without this safe space to grow, these populations would just plummet. The entire coastal food web begins right here, tangled safely in the roots. Section 4. A rapidly disappearing defense, the urgent threat. As much as we can marvel at the engineering and the ecology of these coastal pioneers, we've got to zoom out to the global perspective. What's happening to these ecosystems is an issue of urgent concern that affects all of us, no matter where we live. Just look at the massive multitasking benefits here. They store vast amounts of carbon, which is totally critical for regulating our climate. They support global fisheries by acting as those vital nurseries we just saw. Because of this, they sustain local human livelihoods and economies. And of course, they defend coastlines naturally from storms and erosion. This is an absolutely incredible, multifaceted stack of value provided by just a single type of ecosystem. So the crucial point is this. Despite everything we've just laid out, despite the armor, the nurseries, the carbon storage, and the community protection, these ecosystems are disappearing rapidly. We are losing them. Recognizing the tragic reality of losing such an irreplaceable natural resource makes conservation not just important, but absolutely urgent. We simply cannot afford to lose the very systems that sustain and protect the coast. I want to leave you with a profound thought today. Really think deeply about this. What happens to our coastlines and the climate if we lose Earth's most effective natural defense? If the red mangroves vanish, we lose the engineer, the nursery, the carbon vault, and the coastal shield all in one devastating blow. I hope this journey through their world leaves you deeply appreciative of these remarkable coastal pioneers and eager to learn more about how conservation can keep that sunrise glowing through their arching branches for generations to come.